Well, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, whatever your current life situation is. Hello, YouTube. This is Jeff Kite back in with another episode of Kite's Curiosities. Going to review 4 more TTMs that I got over the summer. Well, actually, this is the end of the summer. This is during the first week of school when we got back over the summer break. Again, just catching up on these TTMs, showing them to you guys. I've opened them up already, so there will be no shock value of me on camera. But I just got behind, didn't have the time, so I got it today. So we're gonna do another review. Plus, I might do another couple videos this weekend, today, tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So, at any rate, let's get right to it. Got some coming out of Greenville, South Carolina, Nashville, Tennessee, Santa Clarita, California, and Little Rock, Arkansas. My good friend Hank Rassico, he likes to say Santa Clarita, California. That deep voice that you got, Hank. Hope you're watching today. Hope you are in good spirits too this weekend, my man. All right, let's get going. Let's do Greenville, South Carolina. This is from former Atlanta Braves manager, Mr. Dave Bristol. Dave Bristol. He had a pretty interesting career as a major league manager. He was a great minor league player and great minor league player manager. He won like 5 titles in 5 league championships as a minor league player and manager during his career, and eventually earned a spot on the Reds coaching staff in 1966. And he took over the managerial duties about midway through that season and managed them from midway of 1966 through the end of the 1969 season. Pete Rose and Tony Perez were already there when he began managing the Reds, and so he got to work developing some pretty awesome players. Developed Johnny Bench, who went on to be Rookie of the Year in 1968, as well as Tommy Helms, who was Rookie of the Year in 66. So he was really good at developing those early key pieces to the Reds, Big Red Machine. And then he was fired in 1969. Replaced by Sparky Anderson, and then Sparky Anderson took his crew and won a National League pennant with it. So that always kind of probably would leave a sour taste in people's mouths, and I don't know how Dave feels about that. But after the '69 season, he got picked up by the Seattle Pilots. The Seattle Pilots wanted him to manage their team, but they kind of was going through a struggle at the time, and they're like, what are we going to do? We might move, we might not. And so Dave was like, well, I kind of need to know. So they just said, well, don't worry about it. You just manage the team. 6 days before opening day in 1970, they come to him and say, nope, we're not staying in Seattle. We're moving to Milwaukee, and we're going to be the Brewers. So good luck, Dave. And, that was a mess. So, he lasted until 72 with the Brewers. Went to the Braves in 76 and was part of a very weird situation in baseball. And this is why, as a Braves fan, I wanted to get his autograph on this managerial card. 1977, the Braves were like in a 16-game losing streak. It was awful. They were terrible. And Ted Turner, who was the owner of the Braves at the time, sent Dave home. He said, you go home and go on on a scouting trip, and I'll manage the team. So he manages the team for 1 game, which is a 2-1 loss to the Pirates. And Charles Feeney, president of the National League, said, Ted, we have rules against this. You can't be an owner and a player or manager for the team. Can't do it. So Ted says, okay. He gets Vern Benson who was the third base coach at the time, to manage the team. They won that game, so Turner's like, okay, now we're back on track. He brings Dave Bristol back from his home in North Carolina, and they finished out the year. It was one of the worst years in Braves history. They went 61-101. Just had a lot of good guys on there, good players. Just, I don't know, just was not a great team. He spent some time with the Giants. He went to them. You know, Giants was about to be sold to Toronto, or to this Toronto business group. He just never really had a good cohesive unit to really make a run. So, but I admire him. He stuck around and did a lot of good things in baseball. Coached college baseball for a number of years. So, very happy to have Mr. Dave Bristol to my collection. I did not mean to spend 6 minutes on Dave Bristol. Y'all can fast forward through some of this if y'all want to. Here's from Nashville, Tennessee. And this is from Mr. Kenny Perry. He signed 1. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. He signed 2. Awesome. I think I'm going to show this one as I talk about old Kenny a little bit, because this was when he was a senior golfer. He was one of the greatest senior golfers of all time. Well, no, this is 2004, so not quite. This was a couple years before he got to senior golf. Kenny was great. Kenny was he was a 14-time winner on the PGA Tour. He was on the Ryder Cup championship team in 2008 when the U.S. beat Europe. I think it was like 16.5 to 11.5, something like that. He was a 2009 Payne Stewart Award winner, which is given out every year to the golfer that best exemplifies sportsmanship, charity, character. He, to this day, gives 5% of any winnings he has to Lipscomb University, because a Lipscomb University alumnus sponsored him through Q School. And that's just a testament to how he never forgot where he came from and just the humble beginnings of his golf career. 4 times he was a champion on the senior tour, or excuse me, the Champions Tour, as they call it now, but 4-time senior major champion. He's won the U.S. Senior Open twice, won it in 2013, 2017. He won the Players Championship, Senior Players Championship in 2013, and won the Tradition in 2014. So very happy to have Mr. Kenny Perry in the collection. This one from that Santa Clarita, California. This comes from none other, and y'all see it right there, Mr. Rick Dempsey. I sent him these 2 cards. Oh, this might be, no, it's not a rookie. This is a 77 tops. Beautiful signature right there. 86 Donruss. I love this one now. This one, I think I'm going to keep this one in my collection. Got that MVP 83 World Series inscription there and there. And he sent back this one. I sent him $10, 2 cards, because he's $5 per autograph. And I got this beautiful. Let me see if I can do this justice here. Adjust the camera a little bit. Look at that. That's a beautiful little 4x6 right there. Nice little postcard. It's on the back, you know. Probably something he had when he was a player and people would write to him. So very, very happy to have Mr. Rick Dempsey added to the collection here. Rick Dempsey, let's show this right here. He was a great catcher. Not so much of an offensive threat. Played 24 years of professional baseball in the major leagues. Hit .233 with 96 home runs, 471 RBIs. just over 1,000 hits. I mean, he didn't light it up per se offensively, except in the '83 World Series. I'm going to tell you all about that in a minute. Was just a really good defensive catcher and just knew the game like nobody else. Watch this. I mean, just watch how smart he is as far as a catching
Any
position.
ball game, but in my day, it certainly had a huge impact. And in an era where pitch count is so important, framing pitches is so important. And let me get down into a catching position and show you what I mean. Once you get down to this position, you get your glove on the outside corner. I'll put the ball in here to show exactly where it is. Here's a pitch on the outside corner. As a catcher goes to catch the ball, he never wants to let the ball hit his glove and let the momentum of the ball take him outside the strike zone, because the umpire sees it over here. That's outside the outside corner, or inside to a left-hand hitter, but you're never going to get that pitch called a strike. But what you can do is catch a ball in this area here off the plate. As long as you use the wrist and bring it back, you catch it and use it wrist, all of a sudden now it looks close enough, or on the corner, umpire will give you a strike. If this is the toughest part of the plate to work with on this side, because you constantly have to use your wrist, bringing the ball down this way. If you try to trick the umpire and catch the ball and bring it with your arm, he sees that you're trying to fool him, never gives you that pitch. Now this side of the plate is the easiest side of the plate to work, inside to a right-hand hitter, away from a left-hand hitter, because a ball on the outside corner, if this pitch, which is normally called a ball, if you catch this properly and you see it on the way to home plate, you move your elbow outside the flight of the ball. As soon as it hits your glove, you let the momentum take you into the strike zone. Now it looks like to the umpire that it's on the corner of the plate, and you get that pitch called a strike, because you receive it, let the elbow stay outside the ball, and bring it right into the strike zone. It looks like such a natural motion. Umpires want to call strikes. They don't want to stay there 3.5 hours and go on. Same thing working the framing the pitches. You don't catch it and move the arm. You just twist it down. Same on the low pitch, you will pull the low pitch up, and that's it. And as you frame the pitches around the strike zone, you can save your pitcher up to maybe 1 out of every 3 pitches is a frameable pitch. That's 30 pitches by the 7th, 8th inning of a ball game. If he throws 90 pitches, that you can save him. 30 pitches will get you 2 extra innings.
Folks, that video was made 13 years ago. If only people would listen to legends like Rick Dempsey, we wouldn't have all these weird pitching rotations and strategies and all this sabermetric bull crap. It's just simple art, framing the pitches with your glove. Just little nuances like that of the game they're just going away. And I don't know. I like my old baseball than some of this new baseball they got going on now. But 83 World Series, dude hit 385 with 4 doubles, a home run, and 2 RBIs. Then he won another World Series in '88 when he was with the Dodgers. He had a big not two run. It was a RBI double in Game 5, and he was catching Oral Hershiser in that game, and they won Game 5 of that series and wound up beating the Athletics. So 2-time World Series champion, Mr. Rick Dempsey, MVP of the '83 series. You young kids out there who are catching, you need to listen to guys like this. And let's give a shout out to Autographs 2000. Hopefully, man, you watching this and you getting excited about this Rick Dempsey. Tell me in the comments what you think about that autograph, man. I know you've got bunches in your collection, but these are the first Dempseys that I've ever gotten. All right, last one. Out of Little Rock, Arkansas. This is from none other than the 44th governor of the history of Arkansas, Mr. Mike Huckabee. He signed 1, he signed 2. And all these extras, I'll wind up probably putting them in some giveaways or put them in the church auction we got coming up in April. Raise some money to send them kids to camp and on their mission trips. I love doing that. And Mike Huckabee, being a fellow Christian, I know he'd be proud to be a part of something like that. Mike Huckabee, like I said, 44th governor of the state of Arkansas. 2005, Time magazine named him one of the top 5 governors in the United States. He did some fantastic stuff. He stepped in and was interim governor for a little while somebody, the guy he replaced, something happened. I can't remember. But wound up basically serving 2.5 terms. He was governor for 10.5 years for Arkansas from 96 to 2007. By the time he left office in 2007 as governor of Arkansas, that state had an $800 million surplus in state budget money. $800 million this man saved the state of Arkansas. He did some phenomenal things, in regards to saving money, conserving energy for the state of Arkansas. His daughter is the current governor, Sarah. She's the current governor of Arkansas. So they've built a little legacy there for those people in that great state. Trump recently has announced him as the ambassador to Israel. He's been to Israel many times to work different peace agreements and peace accords. So hopefully he'll be able to do some good work this coming up presidential term as the ambassador to Israel. But he has some drawbacks. He is a Christian, good Christian man. I like him. I love him like a Christian brother. But man, he let his emotions get to him a couple times. As Christians, we all believe in grace, love, and forgiveness. Well, Mike here, he got into some trouble when he was running for president, and kind of some controversy even before that as governor, that he would grant parole to or commute sentences to a lot of prisoners that would then thereby make them eligible for parole. And 2 cases in particular, I'm just going to give you the names: Wayne Drummond and Maurice Clemens. Look those cases up. 2 guys that probably shouldn't have got out of prison, that there's all kind of red flags that, hey, pump your brakes, Mike. Let's think about this. But he was firm in his belief and decision to grant those paroles, and those 2 guys went out and reoffended and did some pretty horrible things. But on one hand, you can't control what somebody else does. It's their decision to do or do not. But on the other hand, if there's some red flags, dude, you sometimes, no matter how much it pains you, you got to say no. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Mike, I appreciate you. I think you're awesome. I think you're amazing. I think you're good. Just those 2 things just wasn't, didn't turn out the way you had hoped. So, and I appreciate your autograph. I still think a lot of you, brother. Still think a lot of you. Well, there it is. There you have it, folks. Tell me what you think here. Look at these beautiful autographs. We got Rick Dempsey, Kenny Perry, Dave Bristol, and Mike Huckabee. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Till next time, y'all take care now. Have a good one. Bye.